Activision Blizzard is a racist company. And don't take my word for it, instead, listen to the game director of the Shadowlands expansion, Ion Hazikostas, as in this interview, he straight up says that they will reshuffle applications if there are too damned many white males applying for a job. Because, you know, you can't have too many white devils in your company, now can you? Of course not. And people are wondering why more than a third of white students lie about their race on college applications. Oh yes, what a mysterious thing indeed. If you tick the wrong box with the incorrect skin color, well, you might straight up not get in, or you might not get the job of Activision Blizzard because you were born wrong. And again, the sheer blatantness of it all. Can you imagine this guy straight up in an interview that is going to be published on the internet saying, oh yeah, no, if we get too many black people in our applications, we just hold off until we get enough white people applying? Of course not. It would be ridiculous. And, may I add as well, blatantly illegal. Or, well, this is California. I don't know if it is actually illegal to racially discriminate people in such a, you know, far-leaning state. But oh well, details. The interview here is fairly lengthy and goes on about the various problems currently affecting World of Warcraft, like how, for example, they've been dealing with problematic content in quest text and voice lines, because, you know, that's the real issue, right? And may I just add as well, if Activision Blizzard was really so overrun by sexual harassment that it was actually a genuine problem, I don't think you would have the leisure time necessary to read through how many tens of thousands of blocks of text quest to identify problematic content, or to look at every single picture in the game and go, there's a woman in this one, and you can see her cleavage. Haram! Cover that whore up immediately. Genuinely. If that is the issue that you are dealing with first and foremost, your problems probably aren't all that bad, honestly. They also talk about how the community has reacted to this, and I love this part too, because he waffles on at length here about how this is so important. They gotta go through all of the quest lines, they've gotta change names and text and voice lines because their community wants it. Their diverse player base needs this. It's so important. And then, what's the community's reaction to these changes? Mixed, right? Question mark. I imagine he's sitting there like, mixed, right? Like, he knows it's been overwhelmingly negative because people don't care about a woman's cleavage in an obscure painting. You've got bigger problems than that. Please prioritize, but let's move on to the big deal here, shall we? You mentioned making the team more diverse. Can you talk more about that effort? And again, the brazenness of this. We have a number of women leaders and people of color across all teams. Look at how good we are. Don't we deserve head pats? We've even promoted some of them. God damn. Alright, Blizzard. Alright, good job, I guess. Part of why diversity is so important is that I and we as a team firmly believe that it makes a better game. You have yet to prove that. In fact, if anything, you are working damned hard to prove the actual opposite. We're trying to make a game that's not for a niche audience. We're making a game that's played by millions of people around the world. All genders, ethnicity, sexual orientation, blah 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 blah. And again, all of them are unified in saying that you suck a lot of ass right now with their mixed responses. Let's see. We're making a gameplay. Recognize the game industry has had a certain skews. Male-dominated is one obvious one, especially in design. You know what? Maybe we should return to those days, because I feel like video games were just better then. We need to work harder to build and find the qualified candidates who are out there. We can't just open up a position, take the first couple dozen resumes, look them through and pick someone out of that pile, because we may just get a couple dozen white male resumes. Let me be crystal clear about this. Over here, in the civilized world of Norway, it is literally illegal to racially profile people on the applications. You are not allowed to sit there going, white male, white male, white male, white male. We didn't get enough brown people. We're gonna have to put out filling up this application, this job posting, I mean, until we get the correct quantity of people with the right skin color. Just like you are not allowed to look through the resumes and go brown, brown, black, brown. It is illegal. It is racial discrimination, pure and goddamn simple. If you have a dozen resumes and you can't take a decision, not because they're not qualified, not because you don't feel like you've got enough, but because they might be white, you are a racist company. You, Eon, or however you pronounce it, you are a racist. Straight up. No excuse about it. Again, and I love how he begins rowing here too, and say because they might be a dozen white male resumes. Oh shit, he thinks to himself. Did I just say something really, really goddamn racist? Yes, you did. It's not that we wouldn't hire someone who's qualified for the job. No, we will, but we'll be limiting the range of perspectives that come to our team. That's right, perspectives. This is not about any preferential decisions in the hiring process. Please believe me. I realized I just stepped in it. Please believe me. I'm not as massive of a racist as I sound to be. It's about working hard to understand how our job descriptions, the way we're sourcing candidates, the way referrals work, and all the rest of filtering out qualified candidates of other backgrounds before they even make it to us. You're not helping your position here, buddy. You've opened up two possibilities now. Either you will continue to reshuffle the pile because there are too many white people for your liking, or you just don't get any people of color because of your application process. Why is your application process so racist that no people of color will apply? Either or, you're not coming out of this looking very good, are you? And then, once we're interviewing people, we're totally gonna pick the best person for the job. I promise. I know. I've literally spent God only knows how many paragraphs here talking about how diversity is so very important, how gender and skin color is so very important, but trust us, we'll totally make a fair and balanced judgment at the end, entirely based off your resume and your qualifications. I don't believe you. I do not believe you. In fact, Ion, whatever the hell. Not only don't I believe you, I think you're the problem here. Activision Blizzard is currently undergoing a coup attempt by people who have been actively championing for the introduction of diversity commissars, equity officers, people whose entire job it is to increase the percentage of people with the correct skin color. Just the other day, in fact, we of course saw Bobby Kotick, the leader of Activision Blizzard, say that they would specifically hire another 50% of people who were born correct, either in terms of genitalia or in terms of skin color. I think again, racial profiling is literally the only applicable term for what you're doing here, Activision. And you know what? It's not even funny anymore. It's not even... Headlines like this is funny. In a way, because it proves what all of us knows. Not only is there no such thing as white privilege, but there is absolutely a very goddamn good reason to not be white. Why did this do? Most students, 48%, claim to be Native American on their applications, probably because they could pull it off, the Elizabeth Warren defense. Why do they do it? In fact, they explain it throughout this article here. They do it because there are monetary incentives. There are certain grants, certain money that is only available to people of the correct skin color. And as we see here as well, there are certain jobs that if you identify the right way, your odds of getting in just increased drastically. In fact, if you were stupid enough to tick the white tick box on the Blizzard application form, you best hope there isn't enough other white people applying for it. Otherwise, they're just gonna reshuffle the pile, or worse at all, just throw them all away. Not diverse enough, they'll say, and move on to the more qualified candidates. I mean, I suppose qualifications can mean an awful lot of things, but this, it's not only not acceptable morally or ethically or any such other things, I am pretty sure this is still criminal. Again, it's California, who knows? It is a remarkably progressive place after all, and I wouldn't be particularly surprised if they'd legalize racial discrimination by now, but nevertheless, it's ridiculous. And for the third time, I have to stress it, this is in an interview that the guy knows is going to be published on the internet, and yet still, he's like, yeah, no, we don't like white people. We don't give them jobs because we might have too many of them. God. We are on the 9th level of Cloud World right now, or hell, your pick. Frankly, I can't tell the difference anymore. Anywho, until next time, I have been Arch. Have a good day, and if you happen to live in California, maybe there's a governmental entity you can call with shit like this, because frankly, what's another lawsuit on top of Activision Blizzard's ever steadily growing pile at this point? Might as well, eh? Eon Hazikostas here should be fired. I don't call for that often, because I don't believe in cancel culture, but I do indeed believe in racists. Perhaps getting fired from the positions where they are the ones who determine who does and don't get hired. Have a good day.